looks like we've got recording.
Great. Welcome, welcome. I see a few folks that are able to join us. Welcome, everybody. Just give it a few more minutes before so that folks are able to join this webinar. See about 30 students that are able to attend. Okay. Well, welcome, everybody. Congratulations on becoming a University of Minnesota Gopher. You're now officially starting your journey as an international student, and we affectionately call you a Global Gopher. My name is Marina Uehara, and I'm the Program Director for Global Gopher Experiences, and I use she, her pronouns. And just like many of you in this audience that are joining us today, I used to be an international student, and I was eagerly waiting for my first day at university. What an excitement moment for all of you. So while we wait for folks to join us, we will be playing a welcoming video for all of you.
Welcome to the University of Minnesota. Beginning college at the U of M is a powerful opportunity. It is an opportunity to share with thousands of other incoming students from over 140 countries who speak languages and have lived experiences different from your own. Some of you might be living home for the first time or might be the first person in your family to attend college. Some of you might come from a small town that was quiet, where everyone knew everybody and you could see the stars at night. Now, you're in a big city, and you can't help but notice its beauty and chaos. Some of you come from much larger cities like Beijing, New York, or Seoul, and the Twin Cities feels like a small town, where you might be more easily recognized. Some of you will continue to live with your families and are commuting to campus, and you are learning to balance your time on campus with your family responsibilities. Some of you are questioning your identities in the amazing spectrum of gender, sexuality, political beliefs, and spirituality, and you wonder where are your people who will support and connect with you. Some of you are introverts who are continuously learning to live in a world built around extroverts. Some of you have disabilities and have to figure out how you will be supported to gain access to new opportunities. You are entering a powerful and intense time in our country, with unprecedented challenges and conflicts. The University of Minnesota is actively working to be a diverse and inclusive institution, and you'll be called to rise up when you see injustice. But before you solve any problems, know that you will make mistakes, and sometimes you'll be disappointed, and inevitably disappoint others. At times, you might feel lost as you enter this university, but pay attention to who's around you. Who are you choosing to make connections with? Who are you afraid to talk to? Who are you curious about? Whose life inspires you? Who can you make long-lasting friendships with? Don't forget that learning on this campus happens beyond the classroom. Push yourself to learn from someone who might look different from what is familiar to you. Speak with someone who might challenge the way you view the world. Take a risk, ask questions, connect beyond what you currently know. This is the shared opportunity for connection at the University of Minnesota.
So welcome again, everybody. My name is Marina Uehara, and I'm the Program Director for Global Gopher Experiences, and I'm so excited to have you all here. This webinar today is sponsored by International Student Scholar Services and the Office of Orientation and Transition Experiences, OTE. We recommend switching to either gallery view or side-by-side view so that you can see both the screen and the speakers. The guest speakers that are also joining us from today are from the Undergraduate Admissions Office, the ISSS check-in and welcome team, as well as our amazing leaders from Global Gopher Experience. Talking about Global Gopher Experience leaders, Ray will be sharing the format of this webinar. Ray, I'm passing on the mic to you.
Thank you, Marina. Hi, everyone. My name is Ray, a senior Global Gopher Events leader. I use he, him, his pronoun. Currently a rising senior studying psychology. The goal of this webinar is officially welcome you as a University of Minnesota student, provide you with information to continue your next step and prepare your virtual orientation. We encourage you to sign up for the next webinar and all of our Global Gopher Experience sessions. So for the format of this virtual film is 30 minutes of our main speakers sharing updates regarding orientation and first step. The next 30 minutes will be an open Q&A for UMN related questions. Only questions submitted via Q&A function or previous submit during the registration process will be answered. And you can submit the Q&A anonymously. Questions specific to your situation might not be answered, but we will strongly ask you to contact ISS via email isssnew@umn.edu. If we run out of time to answer the question, we'll follow up and later, or you can send them through email via issnew.umn.edu. This form will be recorded and posted on our website page, and sometimes information may change. And we also strongly recommend visit isss.umn.edu/new for most update information. And I'll pass the mic to Beth to give an official welcome.
Hello, everyone. As Ray said, my name is Beth Eisensee, and I use she, her, hers pronouns. I want to extend a warm Minnesota welcome to all of you. Our Associate Vice President and Dean of International Program also wants to welcome you. She can't be with us today, but she was able to record this short video message yesterday. So we'll play that for you now.
Hello, and congratulations on your admission to the University of Minnesota. As the Dean of International Programs, and actually a proud 3-time graduate of the University of Minnesota, I am really excited to welcome you to the Gopher family. I know you had choices in where to pursue your degree, and that's why I really want to thank you for choosing and for trusting in the University of Minnesota to challenge you, to support you, and prepare you for your future. This year, we're expecting over 500 new international undergraduate students to join our current population of more than 2,000 international undergraduate students. You are going to be part of a talented, creative, and passionate international community. I'm really thankful to the staff from International Student and Scholar Services and Orientation and Transition Experiences for hosting this important event, and to the student leaders who are sharing their experiences with all of you today. I encourage you to take advantage of the many resources and services available on campus to help you to be successful in your time with us. I look forward to seeing you on campus very soon. Bye-bye.
As you can see, we're all very excited to have you here on campus, but we do understand that there are still a lot of challenges to navigate during this pandemic. If you are facing difficulties, please let us know as soon as possible, and we will support you in any way we can. The earlier we know, the more likely we can work with you to find possible solutions. And as you have shown so far, you have great strength and perseverance in pursuing your academic goals. We do want to ensure that you're able to start your academic journey with the University of Minnesota. And with that, I'll pass it back to Marina.
Thank you, Beth, and welcome everybody. Before we get started, I would love to know where all of our participants are joining us from. So if you could, on the chat, just write if you're here in the US or Minnesota, or if you're in your home country, write where you are joining us from. Should be able to use the chat function. Dominican Republic, the UAE, Brazil, India. We have someone that's already in Minnesota, Florida, Colombia, Iran, Japan, Malaysia, Liberia. Excellent. China, Okay, well, thank you folks for writing where you're coming from or you're joining us from. I'm gonna go to the next slide. So ISSS and the Office of the Health Emergency Response Office, or short for HERO, we meet almost every 2 weeks to just kind of talk about some of the conversations around COVID-19 testing and vaccination. We will be having a more robust webinar on July 13th that talks about how to navigate the US healthcare system, including immunizations that are required from you, and any questions you might have about staying healthy and well throughout your journey here at the University of Minnesota. So we encourage you to join that webinar to ask more in-depth questions, but I do know that some of you have some questions right now. What we can share with you right now is that COVID testing is available throughout the state of Minnesota and in Boynton Health. It's also available at the Recreation and Wellness Center. You can also make appointments through My Boynton patient portal, and we'll discuss this a little bit more at the July 13th session. In United States and in Minnesota particularly, rapid testing and at-home tests are widely available. So you don't have to just get it from here on campus. You can also get it on pharmacists around you. One of the things we wanted to highlight is that COVID-19 vaccinations are not required by the Minnesota Department of Health, but it is required by President Biden's proclamation that he shared on October 2021. So there are some exceptions there, but you must be vaccinated with a WHO vaccine. If you have any questions, please reach out to Boynton. We'll share Boynton's email, bhquest@umn.edu, later at the end of this webinar. There will be an announcement in June regarding how to complete vaccination requirements. For a lot of immunizations, those have to be completed by October 2022. However, for a lot of international students that are traveling to the United States, you will have to have a WHO vaccine in order to board a plane. Boynton Health and the public health officials are recommending that you get vaccinated as soon as possible with any approved vaccine product in your home country. I'm going to pass it on now to our next partner, Bailey Jimison, from the Office of Orientation and Transition Experiences, who will be doing the official welcome to orientation for you all. Bailey.
Good morning, everyone. As Marina said, my name is Bailey Jimison. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm the Associate Director of Orientation within the Orientation and Transition Experience Office here at the U. So first, I want to say congratulations again on your admission and acceptance to University of Minnesota. And sooner than later, you will embark on your orientation experience. And I want to highlight some of the action steps you need to complete before you arrive. So to complete the new student orientation requirements, students will participate in a few required events. So you will need to complete your personalized new student checklist, and we'll send that via the chat. And within this checklist, there is a survey called the Tell Us About Yourself survey, which is a survey that our office uses throughout the year to inform our campus partners and ourselves about the students that we are welcoming into the institution. You will also complete some placement tests that your advisors will use when it comes to registration. You will have an orientation prep course, which I'll talk about in a second, and then you will also select your orientation date. Our orientation prep course, this is an online learning module in Canvas, which will prepare students for their advising and registration process with their academic advisor, as well as provide you with valuable information about your college of enrollment and university resources. Your orientation prep course modules must be successfully completed before your orientation day. When it comes to selecting your orientation date, you will attend a virtual session in June or July, and then an in-person program in August. And the benefit of moving to a remote orientation program is that you, as international students, can register for classes in June and July instead of needing to wait until you arrive on campus in August. And you will utilize Zoom to complete your course registration date. So then when it comes to August and you intend an in-person orientation, you will participate in a full day of orientation with a welcome and the opportunity to learn about campus resources and connect with other incoming students. Then shortly after your orientation in August, you will begin Welcome Week. And Welcome Week is another program within our Office of Orientation Transition Experience. And Welcome Week gives students the opportunity to navigate campus, meet peers to build community, and to experience campus traditions. We're very excited to welcome you here to the U. And I'll pass the mic to Emily in ISSS now to talk about international specific requirements.
Thank you so much, Bailey. Hello, everyone. My name is Emily, and I am one of the international counselors at ISSS. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm very excited to be with you here today. One of your international student requirements is completing the International Student Preparation course, or as we call it here at ISSS, IPrep. This is part of your OTE new student checklist, but it is different than the orientation Canvas course. This course is really meant to orient you to all the different aspects of your life here in the US and at the University of Minnesota. This course will lead you through several different items that you will need to know prior to coming here to the US. So for that reason, we ask that you complete this course before your scheduled orientation date if possible. The reason for that is we want you to have all the information that you need to know going into your orientation registration date. Now that we've talked about the requirements that you need to complete prior to your orientation, I want to quickly address a few different items that you will need to know about immigration for fall 2022. Because the pandemic is still ongoing, the Student and Exchange Visitor Program through the Department of Homeland Security has allowed more flexibility with online courses. So all students who are coming here to the US for the very first time, you will be required to take at least one in-person or hybrid course. If you took iPrep before this week, you likely got a different message. So just know that starting now, you are allowed to take one course in person or hybrid, and then it is okay that the rest remain online. You can talk with your academic advisor later on about what you would need to do in order to register for the various in-person and online courses. If you have questions at all about the in-person requirement for your registration, please reach out to ISSS New and we would be happy to help you with those questions. The next thing I want to talk about is embassies and consulates. Now, many embassies and consulates around the world have resumed to pre-pandemic levels of services, and others have not. We understand that it can be frustrating to try and find a visa appointment at this time. So we recommend reaching out to your local embassy or consulate to figure out what you need to do in order to get a visa appointment. And if you get closer to the start of the semester and you're still not having, or you're still experiencing issues with finding an appointment, please make sure that you reach out to your program to let them know. If you're an undergraduate student, that's going to mean reaching out to admissions. If you're a non-degree student, that's going to be reaching out to your program coordinator. And if you're a sponsored student, you're going to reach out to ISSS Sponsored. Again, we have a lot of different things that we have addressed today, but we are so excited to welcome you to campus in the fall. I want to pass this over to Yue Ting, who's going to talk about how to stay connected with us.
Thank you so much, Emily. Hi, everyone. This is Yu Ting. I share her pronouns and one of the Global Gopher leaders for this year. Actually, there are many ways to stay connected with SSS as a new international student, including the new student website in SSS at www.isss.umn.edu/new and our Global Gopher Experience website. I will add this hyperlink to our chat box as well. This is our Global Gopher Experience website. You can also contact us at sssnews@umn.edu via email, and an SSS staff member will respond to you. Well, I remember that when I was in your place, I was so excited and so nervous. I had tons of questions and concerns for my upcoming university journey. Luckily, we have so many resources surrounding us, especially SSS. So as an international student, it is never wrong to ask and connect with SSS. Again, welcome to our Global Gopher family. Make sure you also follow us on our social media channels. Next, I will pass it to Marina, who will introduce the Q&A portion.
Thank you, Yueting. And I remember when you had first joined Global Gopher Experiences with us, and we met you as a student, and now you're one of our leaders. So exciting. The next part of our questions and answers portion, we have received several questions through the registration process. We'll be asking our panelists to respond to those first. And in the meantime, please use the Q&A function. I noticed that some of you have started using it. Some of the more individual questions, we will ask you to reach out to us to issssnew@umn.edu. Questions could be anonymous, but if you want us to be able to follow up with you, we're unable to answer live today, then that might be the best way to get us to follow up with you, or emailing us at issssnew@umn.edu. If you have additional questions about how to engage with your academic advisor once you're doing orientation starting in June, make sure you attend our next session on June 1st. So our panelists today are joining us from various different offices. We have Jenny Mealy from University of Minnesota, the Associate Director of International Admissions. We also have Bailey Jimison, who's coming back to be part of the panel. She's the Associate Director of Orientation, awesome partners. And we have a lot of people from ISSS, including our check-in and welcome folks, Lisa Ziegler and Emily Royer, and our leaders are returning to the panel as well, Ray Wu and Yueting Zhao. So I'm gonna go get started with the questions. Beth Eisensee will be monitoring the chat, but please submit all of your questions in the Q&A. If you have a question that says it's going to be answered live, it's because someone else has already submitted it. Otherwise, we'll ask you to reach out to us to ISSS News. So first on the docket, we have Jenny Mealy from Admissions. I have a few questions for you, Jenny. The first one that we got was, how are international students supposed to submit their final transcripts?
Thank you, Marina, and good morning from Minnesota, everybody. We are so excited to be here this morning and happy to welcome you to campus. Looking forward to having you on campus in person this fall. After a number of years with the pandemic, we are looking forward to being in person. So this is a question we get frequently. And as you probably know already, one of the final requirements with the Office of Admissions is your final educational documents, whatever they may be based on your curriculum. So as a rule, documents are sent by mail in paper to be considered final and official. However, there are a number of other ways we receive final official documents. A number of you applied through Common App. And if your high school or your secondary school sends your final documents through Common App, we can receive them that way electronically. Other students may be taking examinations, then we need your exam results. For example, A-level exams or IB. In the case of your IB results, you should have those sent to us electronically. With your A-level, you won't get those for a little while, so we usually end up getting copies of your certificates. We have already set your date for your due date of your final documents based on the curriculum that you are in. So be sure to check your application tracker for that due date. Contact admissions with any questions. If you need adjustments or anything like that, we are happy to work with you on your individual circumstances. And if we pop it in the chat, the email address is admissions@umn.edu. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. Our next question for you as well is, how can we learn about scholarships in the future?
So as a new incoming student, when you are a currently enrolled student, there are some resources for you to be looking for scholarships. One Stop Student Services, this is a site that you will, and an office that you will get to know because they are one stop with serving you in a lot of different ways. They actually host a web page with information about scholarships for currently enrolled students. It includes links to colleges and academic departments that have scholarships and a scholarship search tool. So that's one place that you'll want to be sure to check, and I'll put that link in the chat as well. You also want to be sure to connect with your student service office at your college and your academic advisor. And they are often really good sources of additional opportunities for students. So let me put that link in the chat. Oh, I think we already did it. Thank you, Emily. So I encourage you to just keep connected and looking for those opportunities.
Thank you, Jenny. I have one question from the Q&A. A student wrote that they expect a slight downfall on their grades for their final year. Should they mail ISSS to let us know or wait for the results?
What we would love is that student contact the Office of Admissions. If you are finishing up your high school career, if you have not yet graduated or completed your schooling, we admitted you with your in-process courses and grades. So if you're having struggles, we want to know about it. So please contact admissions at that same email address. We'll talk to you. We'll look over your courses and see if we have any concerns or not. Don't worry so much about this. Just be in contact with us so we can resolve it and look at it together. And that's at admissions@umn.edu.
Thank you, Jenny. And then the final question for you right now, unless we have more from the Q&A, what should be done if high school results only arrive in August?
So there are both curriculums that provide results that late, and there have also continued to be delays due to COVID-19 and other things going around the world with certain exam results. If you know that your results are delayed, again, please contact us and we'll see what we can do to work together to accommodate you, or what we might have to do in order to ensure that we can get what we need and that you can be a global gopher. So again, admissions is your contact for a lot of these final educational document questions.
Thank you, Jenny. And one more question about transcripts. Is there a specific deadline that students have to submit their transcripts by?
Mm-hmm. There is, and again, depending upon your curriculum, you should have a particular due date in your application tracker. As sort of a general rule, it's June 1st, but don't worry. Lots of students don't meet the June 1st deadline, July 1st, July 15th, sometimes even in August. Check your application tracker, and if that date that is listed does not work for you for some reason, contact us and we will work with you to adjust it. We know that, you know, a lot of things have come up and continue to come up with COVID related consequences. And so we don't want to penalize students for something they can't control, but we need to work with you just to make sure we know what we're working with.
Sounds good, Jenny. Thank you so much. It sounds like for a lot of cases, admissions is pretty flexible and willing to work with students on a one-on-one basis. So students, please reach out to admissions office and please let them know of your unique circumstances so they can help you navigate the whole process so that you can be a part of the University of Minnesota community. So thank you so much, Jenny. Our next questions will be for Bailey from OTE. Bailey's also able to answer some general housing questions. So thank you so much for doing that. So the first question for you, Bailey, is, are freshman students guaranteed to have on-campus housing if they applied?
Marina. Yes, so I reached out to our colleagues in housing. And so generally, if you have completed and submitted an application for housing and you are a first-year student, then you will get housing. Housing will be offered. If you do have additional questions or more specific questions about housing, you can contact housing@umn.edu.
Thank you. And we do know from students that living on campus and residence halls is a really exciting way and really memorable way for to make lots of friends. So we do recommend living on campus. Billy, do you also know when can international undergraduate students move into their assigned dorms?
Yes, so there will be a date that will be communicated to you. That is a date that is determined by housing and also Sam Glazer-Fusen, who is a partner here in OTE, that will determine what date you need to arrive by. And that is to ensure that you can participate in your orientation and your welcome week experience, as well as move in to your dorm.
Thank you. And then more specific to orientation, I know you covered this earlier, but can you give us a quick summary of how can students register for orientation day?
Yes, so once you complete your new student, or once you get access to your new student checklist, which you all should have access to, after you complete the Tell Us About Yourself survey, the next step in the new student checklist is to pick your orientation day. So you will pick a split day, since you will have virtual virtual orientation in June and July, and then an in-person in August. So once you get access to your new student checklist and complete the TUI, you will then be able to select your orientation date. And if you have any questions about your date, sorry, Marina, or if anything, if you have any hiccups, please just contact our office at oteinfo@umn.edu.
Great. So one of the exciting things for this group of new international students is that they can register for classes remotely in June and July. So we do highly recommend that you sign up for one of those sessions. In the past, students have to wait until August. And so a lot of those classes got filled, and OTE did a lot of advocacy to allow international students to be able to register this early. So thank you so much. And talk about orientation. What does orientation look like for international students, particularly in August?
Yeah, so when you arrive in August, you will have a welcome with ISSS, and then you will go through some sessions where you will learn about other campus resources, and as well as get to know other students. I think that's the biggest thing about orientation, is it will allow you the opportunity to get to know other Gophers and learn more about the campus, whether that be the physical pieces of campus and through campus tours, or learning more about the resources and departments that are here on campus to support you as a student.
Thank you, Bailey. And we do have one question on the Q&A. Someone wrote, I have completed the orientation prep course, yet I am not sure how can I prepare for orientation. Can you please sum up the necessary points again?
Yeah, so if you've completed your prep course, that's great. You're already ahead of a lot of people. And if you've selected your orientation date, then that's wonderful. The next thing I would look at is the placement tests that you will need to complete before you can register with your specific college. And then just be on the lookout for our future communications about what to bring and moving supplies for when you move into the residence halls.
Thank you, Bailey, so much for that. And then one of the, this is an added question. I know that during orientation in August, there will be in-person tours of the different campuses, but I just had someone ask about, on Google Maps, I saw that there are 3 different campuses separated from each other. As an undergrad student, which one do we usually go to?
That is a great question. And I would also say, so when you look on Google Maps, you will see, and when you're also on campus, a lot of people refer to different parts of campus as East Bank, West Bank, and our St. Paul campus. I would say a lot of students walk or take the, I'm going to get the name wrong, I think the Gopher Trip or the Gopher Connect, which is a bus that students can ride also throughout campus. There are scooters, there are bikes, there is a light rail. So there's many forms of transportation to get to different points of campus. And also I think once you're here and on campus, it doesn't feel as big as it probably seems on Google Maps.
Thank you, Bailey. And yes, the campus seems like it's huge, but it's really easy to get from one point to another. And lots of students have classes on all 3 of the campuses. So even though it might seem like it's a lot, students are able to manage that and get on the connector pretty quickly. So thank you again, Bailey, for answering our questions. And I just heard someone say something, and I just want to make sure that.
Sorry, I was interrupting. I saw, did Ray want to add something to that question about the campuses?
Oh, yes. Ray, I think you were typing live, so maybe I'll bring you back in, and thank you so much, Bailey.
Yeah, definitely. For campus, also really depends on what college you're in and what class you really take. I saw people taking classes from 3 different campus, and they are traveling all around, and that's a little bit painful, but it should give you opportunity to see different campus. And yeah, it's really good to have someone that have question regards to campus, and glad you asked that.
Thank you, Ray, for jumping in, and thanks, Jenny, for catching that. Our next questions will be for our ISSS team. So Emily, I'll have you come up. And some of the questions I know Lisa has been answering on the Q&A, but the first question we'd like to ask you is, what are the steps I need to take in order to receive an F1 student visa? And do you have any tips?
Thanks, Marina. So before I jump in answering that one, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Emily Royer. I'm the ISSS Check-in and Welcome Coordinator. So I'm part of the ISSS check-in team, and I respond to emails if you send to ISSS New, along with my colleagues Lisa and Mary Beth. So you will certainly see our names if you reach out throughout the summer and as you get started at the U, and we're looking forward to working with you. So to answer that question, the first step in the F1 visa process is to request your University of Minnesota I-20 from our office. If you haven't done this yet, you should complete the undergraduate new student I-20 request form on My ISSS as soon as you can. Your I-20 will be emailed to your UMN email account only, so you should really get started with that email and make sure you're taking a look at it. After you get your I-20, you should review it, make sure your personal information is right. You should print it and you should sign it in ink. You should pay the I-901 SEVIS fee and complete the visa application called the DS-160, and that will help you schedule your visa appointment. During your interview, you should be prepared to explain why you want to study at the university, how you plan to pay for your education, and what your plans could be after you graduate. When you're interacting with the visa official, we should try to be brief, but try not to be nervous and answer everything truthfully. If you have any questions about the process, you can feel free to check out our website and also email us at issssnew@umn.edu.
Thank you, Emily. Those are some really good tips, and we know a lot of students ask those questions, so thank you for sharing that to our students. Our next question has to do with transfer I-20s. What do I need to do to transfer my I-20 from another school, and when should I do it?
Sure. So if you were enrolled at another U.S. institution during the past academic term, you may be eligible to transfer your SEVIS record to the University of Minnesota. If you haven't discussed your intent to transfer with an international advisor at your current school, you should do so right away. Your advisor can confirm you're eligible to transfer and help you determine an appropriate transfer release date. And that's the date your record would transfer from your current school to the University of Minnesota. So as soon as you know your transfer release date, you should reach out to ISSS by completing the undergraduate new student I-20 request on My ISSS. And on that form, you'll be required to provide your transfer release date, and we will get an I-20 issued to you.
Thank you, Emily. Obviously, as we all know, the pandemic is still happening, and it has caused several delays in embassies and consulates. So one of the questions we've received is, I'm concerned about processing my visa on time, to make it to Welcome Week and orientation. What should I do if I don't get my visa or if I am delayed?
Sure. So we understand at ISSS that not all embassies and consulates have returned to pre-pandemic visa services and availability, and that there may still be other pandemic-related issues that students will experience as they apply for their visas. We hope that all new international students will be able to arrive on time for our Welcome Week, and we acknowledge that getting everything in place for an arrival can be very stressful. It is expected right now that you will be able to arrive in the US on time for orientation and welcome, but if you can't arrive due to visa delays or travel restrictions, it's very important that you reach out and communicate with the university. If you cannot arrive by September 6th, which is your I-20 program start date and the official first day of the term, you should email issssnew@umn.edu to explain your situation. The university's ability to accommodate arrivals later than September 6th is unknown, but our staff will have more information available later this summer and will help you make your plans if and when you know you can't arrive on time. And it's never too early to reach out. Just get in touch with us at any time at issnew@umn.edu.
Thank you. And throughout the series of Global Go for Experiences, anytime there is any sort of immigration update or university policy update or COVID-19 specific updates, we will be sharing those live at each of our webinars as needed and as they come up. So make sure that you register for all of them, because if updates are happening, that's usually the time when we will be able to share those, and then you will be able to ask questions to us directly. Emily, I have one more question for you, and we get this question all the time. How do I check in with ISSS when I arrive? Or the other alternative to that question is, how do I permanently remove my registration hold?
Sure, thank you, Marina. So there are two parts to our ISSS check-in and welcome requirements. The first step is to check in with ISSS as soon as possible after you arrive in the United States. This is a completely online process. You will log into your My ISSS account and complete a form to notify ISSS of your arrival and submit copies of your immigration documents. The second step is to attend an ISSS welcome session. This presentation will cover important information about your visa and key action items. For the fall semester, in-person welcome sessions will be available to both freshmen and transfer students. If you're not able to attend an in-person session, you can complete an online course. So once you have completed both ISSS new student requirements, which includes the iPrep course that my colleague Emily Buse discussed, and the post-arrival check-in and welcome process that I just went over, your determined current visa status registration holds will be permanently removed.
Thank you, Emily. And then we got a question over on the chat. What is the date that we need to arrive by at the university?
Sure. So for undergraduate students, we recommend that students arrive on August 22nd. And we choose that date just to help students kind of get situated and recover from jet lag, which can be a big issue, even if it's only a couple hours that you need to travel, and also to complete all your new student requirements like orientation and our own check-in requirements and such. If you're able to arrive on August 22nd, that is great. But if you experience delays and you can't get a flight or something like that, you can always feel free to arrive a little late as long as you're able to complete your new student requirements. And you can always reach out to us by email and explain if you're having problems arriving on time, and we will be happy to discuss your situation.
Thank you, Emily, for answering all the questions that we had for you. Again, if you have any questions, issssnew@umn.edu. Even if that's not the right office, we'll be more than happy to help direct your questions. So now I'd like to invite Ray and Yueting to answer some student life specific questions. I know that Ray already answered one about traveling around campus, but this question is for Yueting. What are ways students commute to campus? Is it possible to use an electric scooter at the U?
Well, that's a great question. For first-year international students, they can commute to campus by walking, biking, light rail, campus connector, and campus circulator. The campus connector and circulator are buses. The Metro Green Line train is free and available from West Bank to Prospect Park Station for students. Campus connector and campus circulator connect students between West Bank, East Bank, and St. Paul campus. Well, I'm the one who take course all over the three campus that semester. I usually take the campus connector throughout all my courses. It's very convenient and free. And yes, it is possible to use an electric scooter. You can rent electronic scooter around the campus through like the Lyft app. It costs around $1 to unlock in Minneapolis and 15 cents per minute.
Thank you, Yueting. Our next question, obviously, if you are riding an electric scooter, please wear a helmet. We cannot emphasize that enough. Sometimes UMPD, the University of Minnesota Police Department, is able to give some out for free, and so and there are other places on campus where you could potentially get one for a very low cost or free, but please wear a helmet because the train also is close by, so we want to make sure that you are safe on campus. Ray, this is a question we don't get this early, but we did get this question early, is what do I need to bring with me to campus?
So specifically towards studying on campus would be like a notebook, a pen would be always a good option because it's really important to take notes when you're in class. Also, for me, I love taking notes on my laptop, and It just find your way that suits you best. And also laptop is strongly recommended because you need them to connect it to the Canvas website, which the website you take iPrep course from. That's the website usually you submit your most assignments there. So that's pretty important. Make sure you check Canvas regularly in case you didn't miss out any assignments or exams. And you also can use like computing study place like library as an alternative. As something you travel from, like as you bring something, if you are traveling far from here, you're probably concerned about clothing or other stuff. Actually, you can bought them pretty much here, so you don't really bring a lot of stuff here. It can release your burden a little bit. And that's all. Marina.
Yeah, that's really great advice, Ray. We will be covering, for example, how to prepare for winter once fall semester classes start, because that's when most of the winter clothing will be available. As well as you'll get to meet a lot of academic resources when you arrive here in August throughout orientation or through your college, through Welcome Week, and as well as through Global Gopher Experiences. So you'll get a chance to meet all of these awesome resources that Ray just mentioned. Yue Ting, I have another question for you. What are some ways that students can stay or get connected with other students?
Well, personally, you can connect with others, other students in class, student group, and attend Global Gopher Experience events throughout the summer and fall semester, so you can meet more other students. Professionally, you can attend office hour, tutoring workshop, and info sessions.
Thank you, Yue Ting, for that, for the advice. I believe you may have some questions for some of our panelists, so I'm gonna pass on the mic to you.
Sure. So that's a question for admission, OTE, and SSS. So I'm just wondering what kind of question I can ask you for each of the office.
If it's okay, I'll start with that. Again, Jenny Milley from the Office of Admissions. So you've been working with admissions throughout the application process and admission process. And what you need to do with us is just completing your final educational documents and verifying any test scores that you use during admission. So that's how we kind of start you on your educational journey through the U. The U is a big place, but if you contact us and we're not the person to help you, we will make sure you get to the right person who will help you. We're all friendly, we're all helpful, and we love to make you feel welcome. So once you've worked with admissions, we kind of pass you on next to OTE, Office of Transition Experiences, and then ISSS. So maybe Bailey wants to talk a little bit next about that.
So some of the questions, if you have for the Orientation Transition Experience Office, would be anything related to your orientation date, anything about your prep course, your new student checklist. If you have any questions about how to get in touch with your advisor or your specific college, or any questions about Welcome Week, that would fall underneath the transition side of our house. So any of those questions that you would have about what it's like to onboard to the institution after admissions would be appropriate questions to ask OTE. And once again, our email is oteinfo@umn.edu.
Hi, everybody. I can answer this question for ISSS. You can feel free to reach out to us with any questions you may have about your I-20, any new student requirements, the visa issuance process, registration holds, getting started with resources, and any international student-specific requirements. There's no such thing as a question that's too big or too small, so feel free to reach out with anything you have that comes to your mind, and we will connect you. And if we're not the right office, we will point you to the correct office. And again, our email address is issssnew@umn.edu.
Thank you so much, Jenny, Bailey, and Emily. That helps a lot.
I believe you have maybe one more question, Yue Ting.
Okay, sure. So if I want to connect to you, like how long should I expect to get a reply from you by by emailing you? And is there any way, is there any other way that I can ask questions?
That's a really great question, Yueting. So for most people, you'll reach out via email, and that's why we're sending and sharing email contact information, and that might be the fastest. A lot of us are still working on a hybrid setting, meaning that some of us are working from home still. But there are ways to connect over phone as well. So if you call ISSS, for example, you will be routed to an advisor if you wanted to reach out to someone. However, we highly recommend if you're a new international student to reach out to ISSSnew@umn.edu, because that way we can definitely help out and make sure that you are being referred to the right resource in a timely manner. So when there is a peak time, right now orientation is about to start in June, is that probably you will get a response within 3 days, 3 business days. But usually people are very quick at responding. Sometimes they just need to do some research on your answer. So we usually recommend that if you reach out to one person, to allow them to respond so that they can follow up with you directly. So.
Oh, thank you so much. So
Yes.
will you answer my question during the summer and winter breaks?
Yes, the University of Minnesota is open during summer and winter break. We don't have summer breaks like all of you will. So our offices will continue to be open. Some might be in reduced operation hours, but a lot of them, because they're preparing for the incoming class, they will be open. Particularly orientation will definitely be open because that's when orientation is happening. So yes, we are open during breaks. We are not open when there are national holidays as well. So usually in Google Calendar, you would be able to download what days the university is open. Also from One Stop, you can check the academic calendar and see when the university is closed. So on those days, most staff are not working. So
thank you so much, Marina.
Thank you. Thank you for the questions. I believe we answered most of the Q&A. We have
Marina?
not been able to answer. Yes.
Did you, I don't know if you want to, but there was a couple of placement questions.
Yes, I did send it over on the chat, and I sent the link for the placement testing by college. So students will have to reach out depending on what college you're part of and what program you were referring to. So
thank you. Sorry. Just want to check in.
No problem. Any questions you might have, please email us at issssnew@umn.edu. We try to answer as many as possible, but we also want it to be as generic as possible as well. So if there are any specific questions to you, I saw that someone talked about bringing in their family to the US. Please refer those. Those are they're more specific to you. So we want to make sure that we give you the right and accurate information. So I'm going to bring back Ray to the screen. I want to say thank you all for joining us today, particularly for our folks from admissions, orientation and transition experiences, and our ISSS team. It's a very busy time, so I do appreciate you coming in and sharing all this timely and really important information for our students to be connected. We want to be able to give you as much information as possible throughout the pandemic. So this is why we're going to be offering sessions every 2 weeks so that you don't get too overwhelmed and we can kind of give you more timely information. I'm gonna pass it on to Ray then.
Yep, so thank you everyone. If you would love to continue connecting with us, which is we strongly recommend it. So by attending the University of Minnesota Second International specific webinar on your virtual advising session for freshman transfer on June 1st, you can see the link, the registration through chat and on the PowerPoint. On behalf of all of us at the University of Minnesota, we thank you choosing the University of Minnesota and your trust in our university. You are valuable as a part of the university's community. We're looking forward to our communications and we'll see you at the next event.
So you should be expecting an email from us in June And we will be doing a follow-up on today's session, as well as sending out our recording and the additional links that we refer to. And as we say goodbye to all of you and thank you for taking the time to join us, we'd like to show you a recording of Goldie Gopher dancing. You can leave at any time while Goldie Gopher is dancing, and we will see you at the June 1st webinar. So thank you again and welcome to the University of Minnesota.
I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off it. I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel a good, good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. So just dance, 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 come on. Ooh, it's something magical. It's in the air, it's in my blood, it's rushing on. I don't need no reason, don't need control. I fly so high, no ceiling when I'm in my zone. Cause I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop, stop, stop. Under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel a good, good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. So just dance, dance, dance. So just dance, dance, dance. I can't stop the feeling. Yeah. So keep dancing. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I can't stop the. 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 Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good, good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. Everybody say.
Thank you all, and we'll see you at the June 1st webinar. Goodbye, everybody.